Okay. There you go. Market's bouncing hour before. Let me pop out the YouTube chat and let's get rolling here. See how bad TikTok's screen is. There we go. What's up, gents? I trade whatever has a good setup. How we been? How we been? Good to see you guys. Welcome back. Welcome back. Today, we are going to go over and build some stuff with Quant again. The latest product from Lux Algo. Honestly, in my opinion, this is the next move, 100%. For a while, we've done streams on strategies that are in the database. This is like the next step from there, being able to build any indicator, any strategy you want. It's, I mean, honestly, very insane. Very cool that you're able to, just from idea or from something you see somewhere else, giving it a screenshot or explaining the idea or copying a transcript from a video of somebody that explains their strategy and having it actually be built, which is just absolutely incredible. We're going to be going over building some stuff. This is something that I built and actually launched today, or sent out today for free. Very fun indicator. I've definitely have had fun making it, and it didn't take me very long. Looking at high time frame bearish candle patterns inside of low time frame divergences, it's been killing it. One second here. Checking some things. But been absolutely loving it. Live account's doing fine. I've been doing some manual trading with this as well. Just been switching around the strategies when I have the chance. Market's been in a tight range, so it comes down to which strategy you're using. But we did launch Quant recently, so that's going to be the main focus today. But yeah, all the automated systems still have trading. Just switch them out whenever I see some failing. That's just a part of how it goes. But what's really fun is being able to build whatever you want now. Let me see. All right. Let's get cooking. All right. Yeah, so if you guys don't know already, we launched something called Quant recently, last week. Essentially, I can ask it something like, build me an ICT silver bullet indicator that no one has ever seen. It's going to give me that. It's going to build it out, give you the code. Let me go back one. And then you can just copy that code over and paste it on your chart and actually see if it's worth using, and then you can tweak it from there. What I did recently was create this indicator using Quant. Surprisingly been blowing up on Twitter with it, which is really cool. everybody's wanted the indicator, so I posted it today. Took a few trades over the past few days. They've been very solid. Essentially, what the idea was, I've always been a huge divergence trader. I absolutely love divergences. And the only issue with divergences is understanding when valid divergences are good setups versus ones that are bad setups. And notice, with this type of having higher time frame candle structure, giving you higher time frame reversal candle patterns is really good for a extra confirmation when it comes to divergences. So what I built was an indicator using quant to give me plot whatever higher time frame reversal candle pattern I want on my lower time frame chart. So this is a 1 minute on S&P 500. You can notice here there's a bearish divergence. How do I know if it's a good bearish divergence? You don't. So for my extra confirmation, my idea was, let me just add in that higher time frame reversal pattern. Notice this happened within that divergence. I want it to happen after the divergence. That's the difference here. Notice with this particular situation here, divergence occurs. This shooting star formation happens after that divergence, which is exactly what we want. And if you would have taken that short trade today, just not too long ago, you're looking at a 6 point stop loss, and then you could have hit a 3 reward there. But obviously, I usually go for like a 2 to 1, so I would have hit probably to this low. Would have been about a 2 to 1. Now, this morning, similar situation. Had a beautiful trade coming into market open, which was really nice. We had a bullish divergence form right here into a hammer candle. I actually did trade this. Took a long off of this one here. This stop almost got hit right before market open, but it actually didn't. We actually ran for a very nice 2 to 1 trade there as well. But like with any strategy, there's always going to be failing opportunities. But essentially with this one, it really, really helps take out, what's it called? False setups as well. So the other thing is, obviously, the higher time frame you go, the better, in my opinion. So like I can actually switch the high time frames to be the reversal to be a 15-minute, and then I go to like a 5-minute chart. In my opinion, I think that's probably way better. And you can see like here on this divergence here with this bullish engulfing there, made a nice rally. Marks the candles, right? Marks those candles out for you. This was another great setup, great divergence there. Hammer plus engulfing there, back-to-back candles. Again, I like to wait until it's after. Here you go again. There's a nice little short there. That would have probably ended up with break even. There's other ways you can go about with building this or using this indicator. Is if you're in the middle of, let's say, a divergence and you get that signal afterwards. Let's say a bearish pattern forms before it takes your stop. You could then close your trade or put that trade at break even, so you don't have to worry about holding through, let's say, a bearish pattern, which is really nice. But obviously, you can do it for any time frame. There's also, again, when I was building this with Quant, I took the indicator right here, and you can tweak it. I gave it the code again to Quant, and I said, I want to add the advanced higher time frame PO3 indicator to it, to make it advanced, right? So we can see the pattern on lower time frames. So what I did was, if you go to the settings now, you go down here, show high time frame PO3. It's going to take this high time frame 15-minute, right? And then it's going to give you that printed on your chart. So this is the active 15-minute candle that's being traded. I can also display the higher multiple of them. So this gives another insight as well. So now I can see the delta changes. It went from a negative delta to a positive delta, back into a positive delta, and it's on a bearish candle. So if I get a divergence in here, this delta drops from this high delta positive here, which it already is, right? It's at a plus 3.6K. So if I see a divergence form, which it pretty much is here, we might see it actually pop up in a second. But we also get a 15-minute pattern, and I see the delta drop. That's 3 levels of confirmation for an advanced version of, okay, I really like this setup at this high. I think it's a really good time for a reversal to happen. But I would obviously want the divergence, and then I would want a bearish candle formation to understand that. All of this was built with Quant just by the idea, saying, like this, right? Saying, let me just pull up the post, starting with a very simple understanding of what I want, right? My prompt started with something like this. Build an indicator that identifies high time frame candle patterns or reversal patterns, you could even say, inside of low time frame divergences. What I can also do is, let's say I saw somebody with a screenshot like this. I could take this screenshot and give it to Quant and type something like that as well, and then it'll build out that indicator. So in this stream, like I said, we're going to go into building out some ideas. Maybe you guys can help with the ideas. For now, what I've been doing, by the way, is doing these 5-minute. Those alerts stopped again. You can do these 5-minute divergences inside, 5-minute candle patterns inside of 1-minute divergences has been one that I've liked a lot. For now, I'm going to take off the PO3, but been very, very cool being able to build whatever you want just by an idea. Blue, 20K credits to work just one script. Yeah, so there's going to be changes to that, to the credit efficiency. So just bear with us. They should have, I think you should have got a reset on the first. That will change soon, so just be ready for that. We'll also have a re-up as well, where you can get more credits if you want, but there will be a big change in the credit usage very soon, I promise. I'm not in charge of that. But we've talked about it internally a lot, so we want to make sure you guys are getting the most out of it, and we can definitely we're definitely going to fix something like that here soon, so just bear with us. Make sure you're in the Discord to get updates as well. It's a lot faster. Okay, let's build something. I'm going to, dude, Brandon, I appreciate it, man. I needed a haircut so bad. I missed that trade, though. I was kind of pissed. I missed that trade. We're going to build something, though, because I want to explore some new ideas with you guys. Actually made a video earlier about a gap-based indicator. So we took an idea from a gap here, this gap fill probability, and what it was essentially was, how does NQ on average, or GC, any of these that gap at market open, depending on the gap and the previous data on gaps, how often does it fill that gap? And that was an indicator that we just built. Let me see. I can give you the what I wrote about it. Where'd it go? Can you display just the current gap where there's too much? Yeah, hold on. I want to build an indicator similar to this screenshot. Also provide a dashboard that shows previous gap fills. When a gap forms in the morning, I want to see the probability of that gap filling on my chart with the price action. So I did that. It gave me the code like this. And then you literally just come over to TradingView, and you'll see here on this, create a new indicator real quick, and I'll paste this in. And we can see the fill probability of this gap. Now, what I would do is go to regular trading hours. You can see the fill probability on ES here was 67%. Look at how much that has actually moved into that gap. Gap filled on the upside from the past 13 gaps, 13 down gaps. They fit, or sorry. That's interesting. Gap ups. They've filled 76% have filled on when they gap up. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. 66% here. Last 8 out of 12 have filled as well. This is 10 out of 13 for up gaps. Let's go to one that's gapped up real quick. Wow, look at that. Let's just bring it back here. I want to see 83% probability that this gap's going to fill is what it said. Look at this though. This was going into, there you go. Filled that gap entirely right there. So that, I mean, that's insane. So that just giving you that statistic there. And this one has 67% today, and you can see it rallied back to fill that gap. I mean, it's very common for gaps filling. This is regular trading hours as well. But now with just that idea of having a statistical understanding of how often gaps fill on whatever, right? I could type in, Bitcoin won't work. I could type in CL here, and we could see we have this had a 40% chance of filling this gap. It filled it though. But going back in time, and having that idea, I'm able to ask Quant to build me that indicator, and it did it perfectly. And now I have a percentage gap up. Now I can build this out even further if I want to add more features to it, whatever it may be. But this is just one of a trillion things you can do. You can also build strategies as well. KW said, man, I'm trying to build a volume profile indicator that will just auto plot a few profiles and extend the lines and labels when the profile session ends. I don't know entirely of what you're wanting there. But again, Quant, if you explain the idea, you can get a pretty big change. I didn't even realize I had that on. If you explain that idea in detail, you can get a pretty good first gen of that indicator. And then you can build it out as you're going. Let's think of some ideas here. The last time we did an indicator that was, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull up this again because I want to, if there's a setup, I'm going to have to take a trade. You guys are going to have to bear with me. Sorry, I'm going to go to Quant. So the other thing I do with taking these type of trades, by the way, on ES and NQ with this indicator that I built is I like to look at them both. Do they both show similar patterns? Are they off? Are they not? But in here I can see I have them both just set up like that so I can see if they're following each other or not. Okay. Is anybody in the chat? What happened to backtested strategies? They're still there, man. Still a bunch of backtested strategies on the luxalgo.com/backtesting or /chat. Still there. You can go back to it. But we just launched Quant, so we've been going over that. But again, it's still right here. I can still pull up all those strategies that we had, and we can go over them. I'm just going over now. I'm having live streams around building tools now. This is my job. This is just what I have to do. So we can go over strategies as well, but for now, when there's something new launches, it comes down to just building or to using that new product to help people have content to learn how to use it the best. So yeah, what do you guys want to build? I mean, there's a lot of different things we can build. We can build literally anything. Optimizing the opening range. I manually extend the lines each day to use them as trade levels. Just hate doing that for overnight profile. Momentum indicator using the... So are we talking for scalping? Freeman? Talking for scalping. Can you build an indicator to find passive orders? There's no order flow into TradingView. So it would be kind of hard to know what's filled and what isn't. Now, at some point, there may be a way where you can build into brokers that have order flow. You can build indicators off of order flow. Okay, he wants to do a scalp-based one on using the stotch. So, in my opinion, stochastic. In my opinion, we can use the stochastic if we want, but I would actually ask, right? I would ask Quant what we want to do first. So, let's start here. I am looking to build a momentum based indicator for scalping. Was thinking, you could say stuff like this, was thinking about possibly a twist or something on the stochastic indicator. But what you could say, what is your recommendation for something like this that could give us strong confirmations and high probability setups? So you could just kind of give it like understanding of what you want, and then it can then say, hey, do a little bit of research. And it says here, for scalping, a standard stochastic can be too choppy, leading too many false signals to give you high probability setups. And it said, I can recommend, what did it say? To give you high probability, I recommend a double smooth stochastic DSS. This twist applies an exponential moving average EMA to the stochastic values twice. This process filters out market noise while maintaining the sensitivity. So this is a good baseline, right? Let's see what it did. You see how fast, I mean, I'm not sped up here. You see how fast that returned the code that we needed. So I'm going to just copy this over. Good baseline just to see what we got, right? And so essentially, like I said already, you just go to the Pine editor here. This is what I usually do, right? It does take quite a few iterations to get to that point. Let me do, hold on, did it finish coding? I might have, it did finish coding. Let me remove this indicator real quick. Let me copy this error really quick. That's actually the first error I've gotten in a very long time. It was like a plot error. Usually triple checks the errors. All right, we gotta wait for this to finish. You have to stop here. So I can't copy the code yet. We'll let it update. All right. Now let's see what we got. All right. So once you see it on your chart, you can now say, okay, you know, I don't really, you know, understand, you know, what this, like, where I'm supposed to be looking, right, for trades. You can go back and, you know, usually it's going to give you an explanation. You can kind of see here how to use this indicator for scalping. Bullish momentum. Look for SSMI line colored green/red to cross above the signal line while staying above the 50 level center. Bearish momentum. Let's say, okay, now can we display, I don't know, signals on the chart when a high probability setup occurs? We can bring us on the NQ as well. Let's see what we got. So now we're just trying to see, you know, what are we truly looking for? Are we looking for like this here, or like let's see what it wants us to do? Bullish signal. Okay, updated the code. Wait till this stop goes away because it's still writing. There it is. Now I can gotta wait for it to let me copy. What's new? Okay. Upward triangles appear on the price chart when the SSMI crosses above the signal line. Downward triangles as well. Force overlay, even though. Okay. Copy this over again. And then I can just, what I do is click this code here and just paste it, refresh. Let me bring this over. Dude, this is the most errors I've ever gotten using this, to be honest. I used it 2 million times. What are you giving me here? Dude, your indicator's breaking quant, man. I'm shocked. That's the first thing I've seen break it. Oh, looks like a duplicate line. Silly AI. All right. Are you done yet? All right. There we go. There it is. Okay. All right, so now we have those arrows on our chart. Silly duplicate line there. Now we can kind of go see like when it would be signaling. So this is interesting. Now I like it so far. We need to now think about, okay, where does it make good signals, right? That's what I would want to do next. Where does it make good signals? Now this is the 1 minute chart, right? Let's go to like a 5 minute chart and see. We can see coming out of this here, we kind of took out these highs and then we shifted a bit, and we actually had a signal before we made this move down. It looks like it plays out quite well in downtrends. It's showing you those signals forming when they cross that signal line. Let's see. When it's a red, so it's when it's a green crossing the signal line. So we can also now, let's check to see, you see this other histogram down here? Let's check to see when the histogram is also red and green at the same time. Let's go back to the 1 minute because we have more signals. Why is my thing lagging so much? Okay, so in this case, we had a pullback here, had a red histogram. This signal fired on the green there. This one, make sure all these line up right. So this one barely red when it fired. This one it fired green. Okay, just making sure. Okay, so now the next thing we could do is, you know, we don't necessarily like, let's say, how the signals are forming. Let's say there's too many. It's like not really. I mean, some of these are pretty solid, to be honest. This one failed, but like. Maybe it didn't. I mean, it depends on your risk or reward here. We could convert this into a strategy and kind of see how that risk would be. So let's say it's firing too many signals. I can literally say that. Okay. It seems to be firing more signals than I would like. Can you add some type of, let's say, price action structure to filter out signals? Or do you I always love doing this. Do you recommend anything better for filtering? So I love doing this. Give it an idea and then ask it after that idea, do you recommend anything? Have it cross-check with the oversold and overbought RSI. Yeah, that could work too. All right. Copying this now. Let's see. Let's see if your indicator is going to break it again. No more breaks. Nice. All right. So there is a little bit less of signals, which is good. Let's go to the settings here. I want to see what the settings are. So we can adjust the settings as well. Show signals on chart, EMA length. I don't know. Let's make it a 200. I like 200 ones. Zoom out a bit. Let's just do 10. I want to make sure that this is, there you go. Okay. We're getting filters popping up now. All right, so 200 moving average. Takes out some, but not a ton. This is a lower time frame. I guess that would make sense if we did like a 21. We can kind of start seeing certain indications here. So this could actually be a play of divergences as well, because you'll notice here you had several, you had 4 upward signals in a row into a downward signal. Coming out of, let's say, this is pretty much like an RSI, so because it's a stochastic, but it's like a smooth stochastic, goodness gracious. So coming out of pretty much an over pushed area, right? Whether it's selling or buying, several signals into a sell. That one actually played out nice there. This one's mid-ranged. Let's look at that now. That one plays nice, but it's coming from another high. Let's see if we get any bearish signals outside of those patterns there. So like in this case, this isn't terrible here. Your extended past, right up here, you chop, and then you have that break of structure there. You have a decent little sell-off. I mean, it's not the best on that part of that strategy or that signaling. Dude, this is gonna make me mad. This thing's lagging so much. Extends here. Next bearish signal was there, a little too far off. Extend. Here you go. Extended here, lower high. You get it right around that 50 mark, which is good. Right around the 50 mark, it drops. That made a nice move. This one here, look, extended here on the 20. It was well underneath. Does this signal around the 50? No, that signals around the extended one, so that one wouldn't be good. Let me see. We're looking for signals that occur around that 50 area. So like this one right here. Here's a signal on this candle here. That would have been pretty decent. You probably would have had like a 1-to-1. Now that risk is pretty high there, but I mean it still goes. So you would have had a little bit of a 1-to-1 risk there. I mean that was just a big push in the morning. But around that 50 line seems to be where you would want those signals to occur. Yeah, like this one right here. Look at this one. That's the sweet spot. Okay. So now what we can do is we're going back on the indicator. We're identifying where are the best signals. And what we're noticing is that when they form around the midway point, right? When a signal forms around the midway point, those seem to be the best signals. So the next thing that we can do now, since we notice that, is saying further looking at the indicator, I am noticing when the signal plots and when the signal line is crossed. Let's go back real quick. So when the signal line is crossed, which is this line right here, and let's see, what is the signal line value there? Is 49, okay? And it is crossed, and it's, let's just say, between 30 and no, hold on, it's between 40 and 60. So it signals when the oscillator is in middle of the move. It tends to have a better confirmation. Can we only have it signal when it's in that range, and I would like to be able to change that range if needed in the settings. Okay, so what we just went over, you're just now joining us, we're building an indicator right now with Quant. Someone suggested let's build a momentum-based indicator using, the stochastic, but a new twist on it. That's pretty much what I told Quant. I said, hey, I want a new twist on stochastic momentum for an indicator that's going to give us signals for scalp trading. So now what we did here was we added signals, right, on top of what Quant built. We added signals, so it gave us signal line, all that. We added a little bit of a filtering system with the 21 EMA is what I have it on. I don't think it changes too much there. That filter's not great. But 21 EMA, we're noticing right now that it tends to fire better signals when it's right here close to the midline. So then I said, further looking at the indicator, I am noticing when the signal line is crossed and it's between 40 and 60. Sorry. Let me go back. So it signals when the oscillator is in the middle of the move. It tends to have a better confirmation. Can we only have its signal when it's in that range? And I would like to be able to change that range if needed in the settings. Let me double check. That's between 40. Yeah. So essentially the reason why I say in the settings is because I want to be able to filter it myself and check some other settings. Like if I wanted to do like, I don't know, like 50 and 70 or something. So we're adding a range there. So we got to make sure it works here, but so it fires a signal only when it's in this area here instead of anywhere else. We could also set up a way where it's, it fires outside of the 80 or the 20 as well if we wanted to. But in my opinion, with momentum. We want momentum to be moving with a trend, right? Usually you want to move with the trend. So having it be in that mid range could actually be way better. So once that's done, I'm going to copy that over. And let's see if anything changed. Let's see if this guy broke our quant yet. Perfect. Okay, here you go. There's the dotted line. So boom, there's that signal. I mean, boom, there's this signal. Nice move. Short here. That was going into market open, coming from a low. Long here, though, flipped. Nice little move there. Not too bad. This one here is coming off a high. Probably wouldn't take a long after it came off a high. All right. And then we could add that if we wanted to as well. Long as well there. So now what we would probably want to do is come based off of extended periods, right? We're getting a better little filter here now, what we're seeing. So this one's good as well. This one came from an extended low. This one did as well here. And then we're getting to that point where it's starting to show some decent trades there inside of range here. And then we could, there's other ways we could filter out ranges, but we're starting to dial in kind of what we would want out of a momentum-based indicator. Nice signal there before a rally. That was right at market open. Again, we would want to go with the trend as well, which is what I like to do. But a lot of these signals are looking a lot more solid now. Here we go. So in ranges, it tends to fire off more. So we could then say, hey, for a signal to fire, we want it to come from an extended area first before taking a trade, right? That could be another filter that we add, and we can unadd. Name the indicator TV Copter 2.0. Copter 2. Goodness gracious. This here, so it does very well in trends. Very, very well in trends. And that's what you want to see. So now, this should be saved. Hold on. Let me save this real quick. Sorry. Save script. Because I want to go to quant shorts here. All right. Let me go to, yeah, it's fine. Let me pull that back up. Sorry. So it would have fired you in a short here. So we're starting to see some decent momentum. It likes to follow trends. So what we could do is add maybe some market structure, right? We could add some market structure maybe to identify trends a little bit more. Did a change of character occur? Was it inside of a, higher time frame structure? This is interesting here. Look how this took out that low and then it regained this range, broke out, and then you got that signal, made a nice move. Let's see how it looks on ES. Other markets, it could play better as well. I think ES could always show better signals sometimes. ES, again, trend-based indicator. What do you see here? What is the point? There's no, look at this, lower highs, right? Lower lows. There's no reason to be buying those signals. You'd be looking for, the next trend-based signal. Because this is going to be ones that follow and go with the trend, which is much better. Let's do this now. This is chop, right? No lower highs, no higher lows. Let's go into the settings now and see if remember we added the cross filter, the range filter. So what if we were to make this super tight? What if we were to do like a 45 and a 55, right? Made it like literally so tight. And then maybe it's like a super filter, right? And there you go, short, short, short. All those would have played nicely. That one coming out of a very large down move didn't. That was today, wasn't it? So now we're limiting the trades again, just by adding those filters in. Short, short, short. That's in a downtrend. You wouldn't take it for the longs. When it's in a, there you go. When it's in an uptrend, these are looking much better. Nice move, nice move. We can even look at them now. Let's look at it regular trading hours as well to see. Let's look at XAU. I mean, let's look at another asset. Look at gold again. Look at gold now. Got a lot of up signals on. Why are you giving me all those right now? Because you had all these this chop here. Use a 20 and whatever EMA. So right now, there you go. I can have the 20 EMA for a filter as well. I mean, here's gold right here. Look, significant down move. Looks like it likes to work well in gold ranges here. We have this filtered to a very small change there. I mean, gold seems to be the one that it's playing real nice for. I mean, that's starting to get really good. So this momentum base 1 minute on the 1 minute is playing really nice on gold here. Ooh. And there's another massive mover. You're in chop here. There's really no reason to take it if you're in chop. How do you know if you're in chop? Well, this is how you know if you're in chop, right? You guys want to see how you know if you're in chop? So first off, this first signal, right? You coming out of a lower high again. This first signal would have failed. That would have been okay. I'd take that, whatever. When you know you're in chop is when you see let's say that lower low get broken for another lower low, then immediately revert and then break that previous lower high there. So now you're in a transitional period. I wouldn't recommend going long or short until it stops doing stuff like that, right? So then what happens is it reverted, broke this lower high, so it's not going into an uptrend, broke it here. Now it's back into a lower low again, comes back, higher low. See, it just keeps going and setting opposite trends. So we would probably now potentially want to add in, I mean, if you can't identify that just visually, you'd probably want to add in maybe some market structure. We could have it add in like structural points to see if it's in a strong trend or let's do that next, actually. Let's add to the indicator. Okay. Let me think of how we want to add here. So if I want to add to this based on a structural smart money or, market structure indicator to help identify when there's better setups, I don't think I want to have this be a filter. I think I would want it more so as an overall trend reader to understand when it's in a trend, because we know right now that this works well in a trend. Can you create a probability dashboard to tell us if it's in a trend, in a range or chop, in uptrend, in a range or chop, or in a downtrend? Use market structure to give the probability confidence. Have it in a, dashboard, and let me move the dashboard around if I want to. All right, I want to be able to move it, so I'm just going to clarify that now so I don't waste any credits. So essentially, I want to know based on market structure when it's ranging, when it's trending, right? So I can do this. I can identify when probability setups would occur here. This would be ranging, right? This would be ranging. This would be ranging. And then once you kind of get out of it ranging still, this here would be still probably be ranging. I mean, it went into a very nice sell-off there. We'll see what it comes up with. All right. Advanced momentum tracking with price action structure and a clean visual summary. Does this dashboard give you the confirmation you need for your entries? Okay, let's see. Just that simple prompt there. That's all I had to do. Now I'll go to the code here. Paste her in. Let's see what we got. Okay, there you go. So now we have a market scalp dashboard here to understand. Right now we're in chop. Okay, and look at that. Were we in chop earlier though? That's the question now. Let's see. Chop / range. Okay. Strong downtrend, strong uptrend. So we're kind of getting out of what we're wanting here. I don't know why it's changing there at that moment. So we need more confirmation. We need to make sure that there's more confirmation on this. So you can actually say, all right, we can go back. And I'm going to say in replay mode, this updates per bar instead of giving us the current market structure that we are in. Make sure the dashboard truly understands the, let's just say, do I want to do higher time frame structure? Probably not. I mean, we could do a look back base structure. Let's be generic here. Make sure the dashboard truly understands the price. I'm just gonna be generic. Price action it's been in. See what we get from there. I could say, you know, I want it to give it a look back or something later on. Right now, we are seeing that it tends to be a better signal when it comes out of a, you know, extended range. So, like, I necessarily wouldn't take these because it was just overbought, right? This is an overbought area. Probably wouldn't take those. Hold on. We had a bullish divergence. No bullish pattern yet. Right now, if you guys are joining us, we took a viewer's idea and we're just expanding it into a full-fledged indicator, trying to, you know, further develop an idea. That's pretty much what we launched here with Quant. Any idea that you have, you can come in and you can build an indicator around it, right? I built this one that I absolutely love that I've been using a lot recently. It's been fantastic. It's high time frame candle reversal patterns during and then with low time frame divergences. So like on ES this morning, and I built this all with the same system I'm building this other one. On ES this morning, we had a very nice trade off of this bullish hammer into this opening move. And then shortly after, it took out that low, but we got the trade perfectly. Yesterday, we had like 3 or 4 phenomenal trades going into market close and market open here. You had this one here, which was a bearish divergence into a bearish engulfing candle. Absolutely ripped. The biggest thing with this is having that divergence first on a low time frame into a high time frame bearish candle or bullish candle, depending on the divergence. So you want divergence first. Like, you don't want this where it's happening in the middle of a divergence. You want divergence first, then high time frame reversal. And these are just ideas that we can build with Quant. We can literally build anything. In this case, right now, we're just building out an idea that one of our viewers had, and we want to see if we got to fix this dashboard. This dashboard's dancing around for us. We don't want it to dance. We need it to work. And let's see if we get hung up here. Okay, so it seems on replay it's still updating in real time, which is what we don't want. So we don't want it to update that much. We want it to identify why high lows last 20 bars. So us being in that small lower time frame. This could also just be a replay flag as well. Sometimes replay mode can send this calculation off the charts. It's in a strong downtrend. It came out of a range, which again, obviously we're not in a strong downtrend. So there's other ways you can go about it. If for some reason you're not getting to a point where you want in 2 or 3 prompts, I can look at a different angle. I can say, can you remove, first off, I can say, can you remove the dashboard because it's not calculating the way I want to. And then you can start from scratch, or you could even tell it that you want to give a better understanding, or sorry, you want to give it maybe a different style of calculation, you could say, hey, you know, base it on, let's say, high time frame structure, and we can start from there. This isn't doing what I want, so we need to, let's remove the dashboard we just made and think about this differently. It honestly needs to be based on higher time frame structure, or let's say, you know, the daily or a daily bias. So the or daily. Let's do that. I can tell it to remove it if we don't like it. What we know now, though, is that, you know, we could actually identify better signals based on where has price extended. So this here extending past, you know, the overbought side, these signals we wouldn't take because it was already just an overbought. We don't want overbought right into this. It never took the oversold side. As we can go back before here, we can see that this was overbought, right? Going right into a bearish signal, played out beautifully. This one here, guess what? Major oversold area, right into a signal as well. The other thing we could do, like I showed you, is go into divergences. If we wanted, we could do a divergences, but we like that it's those extended periods and then signal is our better option. Notice here, this here, why would we trade this one? Right? It wasn't extended on this side. Going into this signal, it does actually make a nice move downward, and that's where that trend base comes in. If we want to know if it's in a long trend or a short trend. This one here, this one negates that theory as well, right? This last point that it was extended was overbought, and this is going into an uptrend. But notice this is coming out of chop, coming out of a downtrend, right? So that makes sense for that to be a trend continuation. What do we see here? Same scenario. You got a signal. This was just overextended, right? And then a signal. This thing bear flags and then continues its downtrend. That's pretty much what we're doing right now. We're building out this indicator from a user's idea, which I'm liking it so far. Let's see what Quant built here with that update. We literally said we don't like that dashboard that it made, and that's okay. This is the fun part about building with Quant and building with any AI in general is you could explore a bunch of avenues. There's always going to be roadblocks. You remove the roadblock and you approach it from a different point of view. The amount of times I had to update this indicator to properly give me the visuals I wanted, it took a minute, but that's just how it is. I mean, you just got to take your time with it, build it out, utilizing different ideas to make it better. Okay, so he was saying, I completely agree. For scalping, a local dashboard can often be too noisy because it focuses on the same time frame you are trading. Filtering by higher time frame structure or daily bias is much more effective because it ensures you only scalp in the direction of the big money flow. I've removed the dashboard and replaced it with a higher time frame bias filter. So you can now choose the higher time frame, 1 hour, 4 hour. Oh, that's interesting. It calculates the 200-day EMA on that higher time frame. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's go look. We're looking at this for gold here. This one seems to be looking really good on gold. Let's go into it. Sorry. Let's see. So look, it's bullish. I know. See the red and the green? That's cool. That's pretty cool. Look at that. You guys notice something different? Sorry, I have ice in my mouth. Shouldn't have done that. All right, so if I go back one version, right? Look here. Watch this. We added higher time frame structure. We can change the time frame, by the way. But look what happens when I go back a version where we didn't have that higher time frame structure, right? Watch. There's going to be signals that pop up here. Pop, pop, pop. See? So it's all those bullish signals are there. We added, like I said, we didn't like the first version of it. Now we added a new version that actually looks at higher time frame data And then, let's see. I might have to bring it back over. Let me bring it back over, yeah. Then we brought it in. All right. And now you'll see those go away. Because it knew it was more in it. It's more bearish on that higher time frame, right? So in this case here, but look at this too. This was what's really interesting. Watch this. Higher time frame, you can see the red outline here. Or the red boxing over at green red, right? In this case, let's say big downtrend, higher time frame is bearish. If we want to add that extra filtering, we can see that this didn't extend on the upside before the signal fired. So that's what I was saying before. Notice extended, and then there's that signal there. That one's much better. It's coming out of a pullback, and then it moved nicely. So coming out of a pullback, if we would have gotten a signal somewhere here, which I think we got pretty close there, would have been pretty solid. So let's look at some bullish stuff here. This bullish signal, pretty nice little move there. If you're a scalper, that's a great move. Bullish higher time frame. I mean, look at this. Bullish higher time frame. Did this ever wick that low? It did not. It did not. Nice little bullish move there. Now we're getting somewhere. We're building something pretty cool. This one here, you know, small move for you scalpers out there. This one here, you know, this is probably our first failed one. It did extend here. Oh no, sorry. It wouldn't be our first failed one. This actually extended on the previous side before this signal fired. So, again, this is already showing that extended there. I would have wanted to see this extend back below that 20 level before firing that signal. This one here, would have been maybe our first fail one. Depends on your risk to reward. I have no idea. Oh, sorry. Either way, we're starting to build something that's really nice, which is cool. But let's do this now. Guess what? Because on Quant, we said that we wanted to base it off of higher time frame structure. It gave us the ability to change that higher time frame, right? So I can click right here, higher time frame bias filter. I can change this to, let's say I'm turning on a 1 minute, so let's do a 15 minute and see. Let's do a 15-minute base one. That one's so good, man. It's just so good. Hold on really quickly. I want to make sure that changed. Let me just do like a 10-minute. Or 5-minute. Interesting. It is changing, but not by a ton. Because probably because it's the 200. You can see those dots change out. All right, let's go to a 15-minute. Let's do a 15-minute. Let's bring the EMA down to a 50. See, it was dancing around there. I just want to. I'm just going to mess around with the settings and just see what we like. So far, it looks like the 1 hour 200 was, goodness gracious, those two signals are perfect. Let's do the 1 hour 200 again and see if those signals are still there. And they are. Still a lagging indicator. Let's see. Is it lagging? It could be. I don't know. Building it. We're building it. We got to see if it fires in real time. Is it lagging? Let's see this signal here. That's the last thing I would always check. See if it lags or not. Let's see here. Bang. No lagging here. That fired in real time. Is it still that same signal? Let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a circle around this. Take it off replay mode. Make sure it doesn't get affected, and there you go. Perfect. So this one isn't lagging, which is nice. And has had some pretty beautiful signals here. Let's see here. So this is actually, I did save it. Cool. But I'm going to look back on this later. So this one, to be honest, I mean, it's pretty solid with that higher time frame addition. Let's go to like a 5-minute though. Take a look at how it would perform in 5-minute markets. I just want to see why this one was a little bit of a chop here. Came back and forth. All right. Came out of a low swing, which is good. Up, continued uptrend. This one's really nice. Very full extended here. Lower or higher high out of a lower high there on the oscillator. Continued. So far, the 1 minute's looking like it's the better option. I mean, that one. Look at that one. Jeezers. Very nice. This one's very late out of the trend going into, what was that? An overnight short. Very late out of that downtrend, though. Here we go. 5 minute. I'm not liking the 5 minute as much as I like that 1 minute. Now we could adjust. We could adjust as well. Like I said, we could go to like a 15-minute and do like a 50, and see if we maybe like this a little better. You're gonna get a lot more signals. Goodness gracious, that was a huge drop. There you go. That one got a little bit early on that downtrend there. Just nice. So again, it comes down to, you know, adjusting. Let's go to, I don't know, let's go to ES, or let's do NQ again. I don't think we looked at this on the 1 minute NQ yet with the new filtering. Let's do that and then bring this to, we said the 1 hour with the 200 EMA. Sees the divergence forming. Do we have one forming? Oh, you're talking about on the... Man, I was hoping we got something there. Oh, it's market's almost closed. So pretty nice here. Nice little build there, I think. I'm not really gonna probably build this one. Oh, wow. Okay. Beauty. Is that today? That was yesterday. Very nice signal there. Guys, I mean, that pretty nice, to be honest. That one's pretty good. The nice part too is like this here. If you're, it seems like this would be more so a longer holds, for sure. This one here, that high never got taken, so your stop would have never got taken out. You would have been into a very nice sell-off. Nice sell-off. Oh, man. Nice buy there. This one would have failed. Look at the risk, though. The risk to reward on these are pretty nice. Very nice. Very nice. Here we go. This is what we were seeing. This is what we were waiting for. Some more failed ones for sure. This one technically wouldn't have failed if you would have played that swing. We gotta be a very... Hold on, let's look at ones like these. These are always interesting ones. If you would have played this, it would have been on this one. I mean, crazy risk. But we're noticing that it's more of a swing base. So does it hit 2-to-1 is the question, which would be right here. It does not. Ooh, it skims it. It nearly hits it. If your stop isn't at break even by then, I don't know what you're doing. Had some really good recent ones. This one would have been perfect. That would have been a really nice little rally there on that green signal. That would have been a really nice one. So it has some really nice ones, that's for sure. This one, multiple nice ones. So what I can do next is I actually can ask it to convert this into a strategy. And then do a full back test and all that craziness. If I want, I could literally just say convert this to a strategy. I want it to trade like NQ, or I want to trade, you know, gold or whatever. We could do that. I want to move on to a new indicator though. I feel like, how long have we been going? We've been going for an hour, so I don't want to be on one indicator this whole time. But essentially, you know, we started, if you were just in the stream, started from one simple idea. We wanted to do a new, let me just go back. This was the original idea. I'm looking to build a momentum-based indicator for scalping. Was thinking about possibly a twist on the stochastic indicator, but what is your recommendation for something like this that could give us strong confirmations and a high probability setup? And then literally we just went through chatting with it. If there was an error, we gave it an error. It solved that error pretty quick. It seems to be firing more signals than I would like. Can we add some type of price structure for filtering out signals? We went through that, and then we tried to do a dashboard. We didn't like the dashboard, so we said remove the dashboard. Look at let's do a high time frame based filter for trend direction. And we're pretty much down to, you know, this now. We've gotten to a point where this has been honestly very solid, especially if you want to hold positions longer. It looks like more would be a great little swing trader. We haven't checked it higher time frames like 15-minute or 1 hour or anything, but for like low time frame base momentum, has shown some very, very good. I think gold looked like it had the better ones. Very good potential. All of this was built just by chatting with the AI as well, which is cool. So being able to chat with the AI and get to that point where it had really, really strong signals and filtering, we definitely got somewhere with it, which is cool. So I'm just gonna make sure that's saved. May publish this over time, and then may publish it. If I do, just go follow me on X at Quant Indicator. Pretty easy name. We've been blowing up on X recently, which has been lit. Posted the script for the today. Let me pull it up for this one, for the high time or low time frame divergences during high time frame reversal patterns, and also added a PO3 to it as well if you wanted like further insight. But been having we had a great trade this morning on the main account. That's only $80, but again, I'll take $80 on $80 on a main account any day. Just testing out a new indicator that we built over the past few days. And you can copy and paste it for me. I'll save. Oh wait, was that yours? No, that wasn't yours. Let's go into another one. I'll probably share that. Go follow me on X. I may share that later at Quant Indicator. Easy peasy. I might share that one later because that was a fun little build. All right. Let's do another one though. But this time, let's say you don't have an idea, right? Let's say you don't have an idea. What you can do is actually click brainstorm ideas, and then it's going to give you a list of ideas that we can build out, which is even cooler. So, 1 second as I scratch my eye. So, it's going to give us some pretty interesting ones. You got price action and volume, volatility and range tools, trend, and you know what? Why don't I know how to pronounce this word? Yeah, you can make fun of me. I really don't know how to pronounce this, and I don't want to say it wrong. Here we go. Regime. Haha. Trend and regime detection. We're gonna make sure we say things right here. Again, I've explained this before. You guys are probably 10 times smarter than me, and I'm the one here building indicators with Quant, and people love them. So go check it out. luxalgo.com/quant. You can for free right now. You get, I think, 500 credits. You can probably build something. Just what I would do is recommend, if you want to build something right now, write out a very descriptive thing of what you want to build. It'll build it for you for free. But make sure it's descriptive on that first prompt, because you could probably use up all your credits. Those of you that are complaining about credits, by the way, we will have hopefully a fix here soon on giving you more chats and more code based on your credit usage. Okay, so just bear with us. Again, we just launched this last week, so let's continue. Volatility and range tools. This is Lux Algo. Can I send you my script and you make it better for me? You have to DM me maybe on X at Quant Indicator. DM me there. Maybe we can go over some of the scripts you guys make. If you're not in the Discord as well, make sure you join. It is free. Just luxalgo.com/ discord.gg/lux or Google search Lux Algo Discord. All right, volatility and range tools, price action and volume, mean reversion and momentum. A robust script that detects regular and hidden divergences between price action and oscillator like RSI, MACD, and MFI and positive. Oh, guys, I love divergences. I love divergences. Okay, we have to do this, guys. We have to do number 4. Build. And then it said statistical arbitrage / pair trading. If you could trade correlated assets, you could build a script that calculates the spread or ratio between two symbols and signals when they deviate too far from their historical mean. What are we building here? Build number 4, absolutely, with divergences. I need to be that guy that throws his glasses. So I need different. These are my good glasses. That was just for me hitting here and saying brainstorm ideas. And now it's just going to build that one that it gave me. I mean, hallelujah. I don't even have to think anymore. You're welcome. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. We're going to go the NQ. Hammer candle. Oh, I love that indicator. I love it. I love it. We built it the other day. If you want it right now, it's on my X profile. This beauty right here. It's gorgeous, isn't it? I love it. Yeah. It's already made us like $200. All right. Sorry. What was I doing? Pine editor. All right. Oh, no. Create new indicator first. All right. This one looked pretty cool. Okay. So this one's specific. Let's see. RSI it uses. Okay. Let's double check here. Key feature of the divergence engine. We got oscillator selection. Uses the relative strength index, RSI, to detect divergences. Pivot detection. Utilizes pivot high and low logic to identify significant peaks and troughs. You can adjust the look back settings in the input to filter for short-term or long-term divergences. Regular divergences. Hidden, clear visual, solid lines, dashed lines, labeled, marked as RB, regular, RS, regular, HB, hidden. How to use it, look for RB, RS, look for HB, HS. Refine settings. If you see too many signals, increase the pivot look back. Would you like to add a secondary oscillator like MACD? Dude, it's asking me if I want to confirm with MACD and stochastic dashboard to track these across different time frames. That's pretty cool. All right, show hidden divergences. Right now, this is using the RSI. So we can see the hidden divergences here. Okay. So what I want to do is, based on what it built there, I really liked let me do this. I would also like to have confirmation. I would also like to see confirmation if multiple indicators have divergences together, like RSI, MACD. What was that one? You shut it. What was the other one we said? Also, by the way, strategy. We could have built an orb strategy. MFI, yeah. Plot those as well, and then it would also be cool to have the, where was it? this feature. Let's see here what it comes up with. This one so far, I'm a sucker for divergences, though, to be honest. Regular, divergence, hidden. Hidden. Let's see how dynamic it gets. The divergence engine. You're blocking the Minecraft gameplay. I got him. Got you, brother. There you go. Hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was blocking it. Here you go. Oh, sorry. TikTok requires there to be a camera. It can't just be my voice. So I'll move the Minecraft gameplay. All right. Run it through. Here we go. The new updated multi-indicator divergences. The script now calculates regular for 3 major oscillators simultaneously. Confluence signal if multiple indicators. You can choose how many settings default to. Show divergence at the same time. The script will plot gold confluence label. That's pretty sick. Individual tracking. That's cool. Statistical arbitrage shows pairing trading module. Comparison symbol. You can select a second symbol. If you are on Bitcoin, you might want to compare it to Ethereum or SPY. Z-score calculation. The script calculates the ratio between the two symbols, determines how far it has deviated from historical mean. Gives you an up triangle when the ratio is in an extreme low, potential buy opportunity for primary asset. Down triangle appears when it, so we all know what we're about to do, brother. We all know what we're about to do. We're about to do NQ and the ES. You best believe it. All you, what's it called out there? SMT divergences. SMT. Okay, I know we're getting somewhere cool. Okay. Got all these crazy symbols. I don't want to compare it to that. This is NQ. I want to compare it to ES. Confluence. So what are the arrows again? Let's see. We gotta figure out the best. Use the min indicators for confluence setting, tighten or loosening the signal frequency. Okay, mean reverse signals. Up triangle appears when the ratio is at an extreme low. Down triangle appears when the ratio is at an extreme high. Sell short opportunity. Okay. So this is between the NQ and the ES. All I'm seeing is, look at these. Look at the amount. Dude, this is interesting, though. It's like, there you go. I want you to buy back and forth. Status, normal. Okay, this is quite interesting, to be honest. With I mean, like, you get divergence, and then you get that the difference between NQ and ES, if those line up, right? MACD divergence. Just a lot of, there are a lot of signals. Let's see here. It was saying, use the min indicators for confluence setting to tighten and loosen signal frequency. Let's see. There you go. So you do 1, it does a ton. And we could do, I don't know. What's the max? 4, 3. 3 is the max. So that's for the confluence. That's for the confluence there. This literally, these signals specifically here are all from, let's see, on the Z-score look back. Let's make this like a 40. Oh, I see what's going on. It's the threshold. Let's make this a 4. We want that Z-score. Any major discrepancies will give a signal. So that's too high. We want more. We said it was originally a 2. Wasn't it originally a 2? Thought it was. It was originally a 2. Why is it 2.5? There you go. There it is. 2.5. Let's do, I don't know. This is for the golden ratio. 2.5 z-score there. Not bad. If you were to get the divergence with that signal, that's what I would want to look for. Not just the signal. Those of you that are wondering what the heck is going on right now, this is a divergence like heaven indicator for that we built with Quant, and also we can look for divergences between assets as well. We're trying to see what would be the best potential setups or best settings for it as well. The Z score being that high. Here you go. Here's another one having that signal with the divergence. Signal with divergence. So in my opinion, you would want any divergence to occur alongside a signal. Not a fan of this one as much. The confluence thing is pretty cool though. I don't think this gives us that big of an edge compared to like a regular divergence. Did the AI just loop on since the... No, it didn't. It's just... that was one of the 5 things that it suggested. All right, that one's cool, guys. We could go crazy and build this out. To me, I've already built like my dream divergence indicator because that's exactly what I trade. I've already talked about this a million times on stream though, but candle reversal patterns with just normal RSI divergence has been phenomenal. This is an indicator that I built with Quant. It's called higher time frame reversal divergences. If you want more details on it, for some reason on Twitter it blew up. I don't know why. Like got like almost 1 million impressions over the past few days. You can go check it out at Quant Indicator. I posted it there. You can also get the link to that indicator. I've been trading with it the past few days. It's been phenomenal. Looking for a divergence to form and then into a on ES, look for a divergence into a higher time frame reversal pattern. So this was a shooting star that happened after bearish divergence. This is a 5-minute shooting star. I missed this dang trade. I was having lunch and I was getting ready for stream. But it had I think it went to you would have had almost 4-to-1 trade on it. 21 points on ES is a ton. So you would have had a really nice trade there. So not too bad on it. But the other thing I like to do is actually compare it as well. Make sure maybe NQ is following suit as well to give me extra confirmation. Let's move on to the next one though. Let's go back to Quant here. We're going to do the same thing. So when I go to luxalgo.com/quant, you can try it for free right now. There's a few things you can do. The first thing you do is brainstorm ideas, which is what we're going to do. But if you've ever had an indicator or a strategy that you've wanted to build for TradingView, you can do it very easily now with little to no errors. Again, there's a 96% pass rate at the moment compared to all other agents. Again, there's still that 4% of it having errors. Obviously, we saw that earlier. It had some random plot error. Usually, the errors are very minimal because it's like trying to give you like a super advanced calculation that TradingView can't handle. And that usually comes down to the error. But you can start here, or if you just pull up your text to speech and just talk to like the chat, give a full explanation of what you're thinking, and then hit enter. It'll pretty much build exactly what you want. Obviously, the visuals is where the tweaking comes into play. So we went over that just a second ago. If you want like really clean visuals and stuff, that's where you got to use your imagination and then further expand with the AI. But usually the base indicator that gives you is phenomenal. Or strategy. It does strategy as well. strategies. Trend momentum dashboard, volatility and support resistance. We haven't done support and resistance yet, which seems cool. Statistical and quantitative tools. All right, quant. That's another mean reversion one. Pretty much we were just looking at that, so don't really want to do that. Utility and information. Okay, this is pretty cool. Use the request.economic function to plot upcoming high-impact news events like CPI, FOMC directly on your chart as vertical lines and labels. Risk management calculator? Sure, let's build that. Build 5. I mean, like I said, you can build anything. There's a video on, I don't know if it posted on TikTok yet. We were having issues with TikTok earlier. But there's a video I posted today, and I'll show you guys. This is a very unique and a very popular thing that actually works. Like this is a statistical fact that we all know that when gaps happen in the market, they tend to fill themselves, right? So what we can do is there's several ways we could build a strategy that makes probabilities on those gaps. But I pretty much said that I want a probability-based gap indicator. And did I save it is the question. Let me go back. So this already built that, which is crazy. If I go back to the chats, I want to do that gap one. I want to show you guys this. It's pretty cool. So this, it all comes down to your idea. This is one of them that I thought was really cool. What this does is based on the gap. So if you go regular trading hours, I mean, it should work on electronic trading hours as well, but let's just say for SPY or something, you go to regular trading hours. This morning, the spot S&P 500 gap, based on its previous understanding of how gaps are filled, if you go back, you can see it. It's calculating based on gaps. I can look at the window that I want and all that. I could also have this probably calculate further back if I wanted to look at. I could chat with it and say I want you to check the past 100 gaps. This is doing the most recent gap, so the past looks like 25 past month probably. So this had a 67% fill rate this morning. I built this with Quant this morning. You can notice here it's filled majority of that gap after it hit that low. So it actually gave a nice push here. You can notice when it gaps up, though, it has a 76% rate of filling that up gap, so coming back down more recently. Now, I think we looked at NQ as well. One of these had a crazy gap fill probability. I think maybe it was CL. Was it crude oil? No. It was one of these that was very interesting on the gap fill probabilities. GC does not fill gaps. It likes them up gaps, though. But yeah, so you can build anything. You can build a statistical tool that's not even like a normal indicator. It could just be based on an idea. Like one time I had this idea. I wanted to find out if there was any 1 hour candle that was consistent over the past year, right? Every 1 hour, or let's just say if I wanted to find the probability of how often does a 1 hour candle close green after the previous 1 hour candle closed green, I could ask Quant to build that, and then it could literally build it. You put it on your chart, and then you could see the calculation of it. Or I could say, like very silly example, track. This isn't, I mean, let's just say there was a pizza, there's a Papa John's, right? Papa John's stock. I can make an indicator, or I can say Domino's stock. I can make an indicator that only gives me signals when the activity of the dominoes go up near the Pentagon, right? You know that Pentagon theory. I mean, you can build anything. That's a dumb analogy, but that's just the idea. You can build anything. Let's go back to this. Oh, that was the wrong one. This one. Risk management calculator. This one's gonna plot like based on the economic events, which is pretty cool. Let's go see. Actually, let's do it on gold. Gold's a good one. It tends to react pretty well to. How far are we? Hour 30. We got to close it up here. All right, let's do this. Will be the last one, and then we'll be back soon. All right, adding this one, risk management calculator, and then we said the It's going to map out. Let's go to higher time frame. Let's do daily. It's going to map. It's supposed to map out. Wait, hold on. Let me read what it said first. I will now create a comprehensive risk management calculator. This tool will allow you to interact your selective entry, stop loss, take profit levels on your chart, automatically calculate your position size. Use a clean table. Ensure. Okay, so this just built the risk management calculator. Let's add this. Can you add this into it as well? Supposedly, you can pull economic events. I did not know that, which is really cool. I guess you just pull it from the calendar. Risk percentage 1. I don't know. Let's say 10. So this is just a entry price. Say your entry level. Oh, is this for this chart? I don't know. 5,000. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. Place that on the chart. That's sick. Out of stop loss, I don't know. Let's do 4,500. Take profit. Let's be silly. Dude, it's plotting the whole thing. That's pretty cool. I don't know. 100. That's pretty cool. It's plotting stop, take profit, entry. All right, so I mean that's a 1-to-1 trade, but like that's pretty cool. It's just showing you on the chart. It's the same as drawing, obviously. You could, but there's ways you could probably expand on this where it would automatically have it as well. Let's go back to what we were saying. This is the news overlay. So you'll notice here there's some warnings. Usually the warnings are not errors. It's just a warning. We can click fix with Quant, but for now, instead of wasting that time, because I want to get off stream here in a sec, we're going to just do this. And we're going to see what we got here. What's cool, I can actually adjust this. Oh, and it automatically changes it. Interesting. Okay, so guys, look. Why aren't you? Oh, because this is in the way. Let me just remove this. Show CPI, show FOMC interest rates, NFP. So I can see all of the. Let me go to the daily. Or yeah, here you go. What is it doing with that? So I need to double check. Look for the vertical blue dotted lines on your chart. Hover over the labels top of these to see the event name. Use these markers to identify periods of high slippage and volatility. Is there any other assets? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm curious what that percentage is there. Let me see. There seems to be a percent overlapping the news name when marked. So I can't read the name. Just tell it like it is, brother. If there's something not planning, but that's cool. You know, it's got FOMC. It's got unemployment, FOMC. And then these will probably /INT. Interest rates. Okay. So it's doing both. And this is the daily, right? So you're getting that mapped on your chart, which is kind of cool. What's nice about that is that you don't have to, in the morning, like, come in and let me put this back to 0 real quick. And look at your calendar. You could just create a calendar-based thing. Like, you don't even... calendar-based indicator and have it and see it every day. Wonder why that one was overlapping. Let's see. Wait a second. That was it giving me the actual unemployment rate? Does it give you the actual data? That would be nuts. Sorry, I'm trying to see. Also, why is this all the way down here? There's FOMC. like it's just plotting FOMC now. Seems to just be plotting FOMC. Also, can you actually display the data on the chart from FOMC and other events? Like, sorry, I'm trying to think. It would be, dude, this is honestly pretty cool that you'll be able to, if it's possible. Like predicted rate versus actual rate, etc. And predicted jobless versus actual jobless, or do you just have the date information? Also, highlight the high volatility. Let's do this. Also, make a color-based system on what is super important versus what isn't as important when it comes to volatility. All right, now let's see. We're giving it a lot more. So right now it's plotting FOMC, which is cool. We obviously still have the risk, but I'm more intrigued by it plotting news like on the chart, which is very interesting. We could have it plot the NFP stuff too. I'm curious if it'll be able to. Let's see. Regarding the data availability in PineScript, functionality currently retrieves only the actual realized data points. It does not provide access to forecast or predicted values from the economic calendar yet. However, I can update the total to display the actual value that was released, so you can see exactly what the numbers were without leaving the chart. Dude, that is so cool. Forget, like, you literally have your own chart now, or you have your own report, like, on the chart. There you go. That is so crazy. Let's go to the 15-minute. Like, if I go back, let me go to like ES extended. Yeah, I'll remove that in a minute. Okay, so it's right now it's plotting the day of starting that day. Hold on. Let me do this. Now, can you plot at which time the data releases in EST and plot it on that exact candle that reacted? Let's try that. Dude, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you like the haircut. Where is it getting data to do that? It's getting it. TradingView must have incorporated its own calendar. So TradingView has its own calendar integrated. If you go to here, this calendar here, so you can see this. So it's probably pulling from this, which obviously this is really cool. You know, it's cool to have that there. I just click that button and you can see it instantly or whatever. But what's nice is just the capabilities of what can be done, right? So it's like being able to have that plot there. But you can then utilize this data. For now, we know we can use, if you think about this, which is where it gets really crazy. Now we know that PineScript specifically understands these data reports, right? It knows the realized data. I could now, with Lux Algo Quant, we're using Quant too much. There it goes. I can now with Lux Algo Quant actually have it go back and read all the data. I could say create a probability create a probability indicator based on NFP reports, right, based on non-farm payroll reports, or CPI, and see on an average day where you could find that, or a sweet spot in which, if it reports, let's say, you know, a greater than CPI, or it beats expectations on NFP, on average, does ES drop a certain amount, or does it move up a certain amount? We could then create a probability around how does ES react to certain NFP data, or certain CPI data, or certain FOMC data. I could then have it go back and look at all of that, and then create a statistical edge just based on the fact that PineScript can allow understanding of that actual data. So what PineScript could then do is say it would read on this one 130K NFP and 325% CPI. It noticed with that, you know, increase or decrease from the previous report. I could say, make sure you check previous report to this report. The gap of that previous report, it noticed that price actually ended up dropping based on that news, and then later rallying, right? We could create a whole system based on the economic data if we had the right idea and had the time. But luckily with this, we do. But like, man, just thinking about it is hurting my head right now. For now, let's get this just to display on the release time. Okay. Where are we? Did we, I need to have it remove the risk thing. Wait a second. Do we lose all this? What happened? I will not update the script to include the specific release time format in EST. Additionally, I'll ensure the label anchored. For some reason, though, it looked like it removed all of them completely. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's see. It looks... Is it in the code, though? It's saying it's in the code. Let me go to a higher time frame real quick. Let's see. There we go. I saw a dotted line. There it is. So it's just plotting FOMC again. But let me see something. Okay, this is March of 25. We haven't seen anything yet. Hold on. Where'd it go? We had it. We gave it a time zone issue. And time is always finicky with any AI. And because the other issue is the fact that you can change your chart. So that I have mine on Chicago. Let me change it here. Change your chart times. Okay, the time chart got rid. Okay, adding the report time got rid of all the plotted news events. I am not seeing any of them. Also, just remove the, what do we say? Just remove the risk calculator all together. And let's do this. Rewrite this into the most epic news, news event indicator ever built. Create a really cool design around the news reports and possibly a dope dashboard. Oh, the way we talk to AI these days. You know what one of my favorite things is when people hype themselves up with AI? Like, there's nothing more fun than giving AI, like if you hit a trade and you give AI an image of the trade and then you type something like bang or let's go, and then AI responds like, you're the GOAT, you're the greatest trader alive. Oh, it's so good. How we doing on? Our X has been killing it. Well, it is free. Visual light beams. All right, let's see what this looks like. I don't want the risk calculator. Oh, it's not done yet. Wait till it's done coding. I'm getting rid of this risk area. I want to see the other ones. There we go. So look at that. It noticed a syntax error and it fixed it. You see that? Syntax correction. Okay, let's see. This one's gonna be epic. Hopefully. Okay, we got a cool dashboard. GDP growth, that number's off, but Fed rates, jobs, New York. Hold on, let me go to a lower time frame. Position top right, impact, color, high reaction candle. Highlight reaction candle. Oh wait, let me go to electronic hours. Maybe that's, or sorry, I was on the right one. I do want to see it on here real quick. It could. The other thing you need to understand is if you're having issues with it displaying, let's say on futures, make sure you tell it you want it to see on futures, and it displays on something like this one specifically. New York Times 1600. So the dashboard's working. Let's go back. Okay, the dashboard is working, but I am seeing nothing on my chart. I can't believe we were able to even pull that, to be honest. All right, it's saying I had identified. All right, let's double check for the ultimate macro pulse. Here we go. Okay, much better. Go back. All right, so there's the CPI there. I wonder if it needs to plot in UTC. Let me see something here. Sorry, I want to check something. Yeah, I get it. Latest release, January 28th. Okay. Okay, so this is right. It was right on the FOMC here. It's just not getting the times. I wonder if it's UTC. Probably because it's trying to base it on the UTC time. It's getting the right days. It's just we would have to further get the UTC time. Yeah, because like here it's giving you the night session of the 10th, which was the last FOMC there. And then you can see here this was the NFP on farm payroll. Usually that's on Friday. with the CPI as well. Very interesting. I didn't know we could create indicators around that data though. So that opens up a big window for building more statistical based ones, in my opinion. Like having it as a calendar, we could probably even build a calendar on here. Let me see something. Could you build a calendar looking dashboard with upcoming news events? Now I'm kind of curious about that. How are we going? Okay, cool. We'll go for the full 2 hours. Might as well. Might as well go for the full 2 hours. My back's hurting. Technical limitation. The language can retrieve historical and real-time realized data, but it currently does not have a built-in function to peek into the future calendar schedule. However, I can build a macro journal dashboard that looks and functions like calendar of the most recent high-impact events. Okay. So can't look into the future. TradingView doesn't allow you to look into the future for the calendar. Just the past events. That's okay, though, with understanding a statistical edge if we wanted to have it calculate, moves based on how it's done. Let's see. Okay, here you go. That's pretty cool. Can I move this bottom right? Yeah. So you can see pretty much what was plotted on the chart would be plotted on the dashboard. Honestly, it's not bad having that there more than it is just on the chart. You can just see the previous understanding. And we could, from here, we could also say, like, if I wanted on this dashboard, give us the increase or decrease percentage from the previous report. So like CPI here, if this, you can kind of already see like 325% there. NFP, you are like, obviously we already know based on certain report changes. But like for like NFP, non-farm payroll, 130K here, we don't necessarily know what the previous one was, right? So we could, we could go about that as well and see what the previous non-farm payroll was directly on a dashboard, which is cool. I didn't even realize you could do that with PineScript, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to stick with building like the indicators we did. So let's go back one more time and say that today the best thing we've built with Quant was this one right here from actually one of you guys. One of you guys suggested this one. This one by far was the best thing we've built today. These are how I want the streams to go, though, by the way, guys. Discovering new things, building new things. Having Quant opens up a whole new world of building tools to use for trading and building out ideas. This here allows us to learn what can work and what can't. I'm sure we could spend 3 hours here building out a statistical-based news calendar that gives us gap percentages or movement percentages. Like, we could probably do it. It would probably take a while to actually get to that point. But that's what's fun about doing these on stream, is because we together are going to build things and find out what works and what doesn't work using Quant and really just what PineScript allows. Quant can build anything. It comes down to what PineScript will allow, really, is what it comes down to. The favorite thing we built today has been this one, and it's been the scalping-based indicator with a very strong filter based on high time frame filtering. Looked really good on XAU, looked really good on the NQ, but this is definitely the winner for today. So the man that suggests this and us building it, great job. This thing's really cool. Gives really nice signals during trends, but also what we noticed, the best let me go back here. It was the 1 hour, wasn't it? I think it was on ES. The best signals we saw were ones where price had an extension on the stochastic on oversold or overbought, right? In this case, like, you know, I'll show you. Either this one here extended here and then prints a signal, right? Obviously, it's only going to be bearish based on the 200 EMA. And then the other one was, yeah, again, looking for ones that had an extension like this. The last extension it had above 80 or below 20. So these never extended. So we wouldn't, in my opinion, we wouldn't take those signals. These didn't extend. Coming out of a downtrend. This didn't extend either. The last extension was red. Now we're getting into different territory here. This one did extend here on this one. So I would have taken a short on this one. Notice the last extension was on the overbought area. So this one would be a valid signal in my opinion. You would have put it probably above here. Gone for about a 1 to 1, 1.5. Let's see, did it hit 1 to 2? Almost. Either way, that would have been a very nice scalp. Again, this is scalping. So you could have hit a 1 to 1. Usually if you're scalping, you're probably trading 1 to 1. But here you go. These were today's signals, by the way. So look, what we look for is what was the last extended? Was it extended to the downside last, or is it extended to the upside last? It's in bearish because it's red over here, and it extended to the upside here, which was what we like. We got a signal right here, so this is a valid short. It didn't extend all the way, right? It didn't really go past. Almost did. Didn't, in my opinion, still looks like a pretty valid setup. You could rate it, you know, say it's low, less, or more. 44 stop. Obviously, if we wanted to do a 2 to 1, we're looking at like 87 points, which is kind of insane. If you're scalping, you're probably not going to do 87 points. You'd probably do 1 to 1, or what you do is you start out at this risk, or you start out with putting your stop above the candle high. Some people do that. I'm always going to put them at swing points. The last swing, which would have been there, it's been 44. This one, the lowest it went to was a 1.84. You're looking at 81 points, though. I'm never going to scalp 81 points, even if you said it was going to hit 81 points. I'm not going to hold it that long. 44 points, though, played nice. 81 points, played nice. I mean, it's whatever. This one, too, let's see. Did this previous extension was to the downside, so that would have been an invalid signal, in my opinion. But by far, this was the indicator of the day that we built using Quant. So kudos to the man who suggested this. Thanks you. This is what I'll do. If you like this indicator, if you're talking about this one, it's on my profile. You can go check it out. If you want this indicator here, this is what I'm going to do. Pretty cool. We built it. We might as well. You guys just use it if you want. Let me just publish it. How about that? Let me go back to, it was this one. I'm just going to say from live stream on, what's today? March 3rd. 26th. So here you go. Very obviously brief description. This will be on my profile. I don't know. It does stochastic. All right. Add more to your. Okay. I even did that wrong. I gotta add more to the description here. I'll go back to momentum scalping, and then here. Hold on, I'm gonna just watch this. Give me a description. How this indicator. Let me do this really quick. I'm gonna name this Mr. Quant. All right. Let's see. Give us the. My daughter is waking up from her nap. All right. Here you go. All righty. paste this here. That's it. Continue and publish. All right. If you want to use this indicator, you can right now on my profile. Just go to Jacob_Lux Algo. Jacob_Lux Algo. It's on there. I'll just actually here. I don't think you guys can get this on there, but here I will share it on the Discord, or share it on goodness gracious, TikTok. I need to get off of the stream. Share it on TikTok in the chat. It's those of you on YouTube. I'm not logged into the YouTube currently, so I guess I could share it. There. This is the script. But there you go. I might as well just post them, I guess, if we build them and you like them. Still, though, the favorite one that I spent a lot of time on was this one. This is still my favorite, but there's the link for it. It's in the description on how to use it. I mean, it comes down to, if you go back on the video, you can, or on this stream, you can see how we built it. So pretty cool, but great little indicator there. So, but again, if you want to build things like this, guys, go to luxalgo.com/quant. Okay. Or go to, you can sign up there and you can actually get 500 credits for free. On your first prompt, I would recommend just giving a full description on what you want and moving from there, because that first full description is maybe especially how complex an indicator is. You may use all your credits on that first one. We are going to change out the efficiency of credits, so just be ready for that. But and that way you're not using as many credits per chat and all that. I need to actually, is that what it says when you do that? I need to change this as well. But yeah, go check it out, luxalgo.com/quant. You can pretty much build anything you want. Appreciate you tuning in. Let me check something really quick. Right now, we do still have the quant sale going on. You have 7 hours. Today's the last day. So right now, if you sign up for the yearly, you do get 25,000 credits for the ultimate plan. The yearly is your best deal. That's where you get the 40% off. It's $431 versus the premium, which is $359. So you're spending less than $100 more, and you get literally 20,000 more credits than you would on premium. But you do get access to the premium as well. So if you want to try the monthly, get a few credits and check it out. Again, the efficiency on credits will be changed soon. And then also there'll be you'll be able to re-up on credits for cheaper as well at some point. So be ready for that very soon. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm going to come back and stream here hopefully later this week. Maybe probably on Thursday. I'll probably do it on Thursday, do another stream. We'll build something else that's cool. But yeah, guys, appreciate you tuning in, and I will see you very soon. And pay attention to my X feed. I'm going to be building stuff and sharing stuff there, okay? So appreciate you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Peace. Thanks for tuning in.